Jamahal Hill was FaceTiming Israel Adesanya. Jamahal posted this to his Instagram story. He wrote, "Picking one of the greatest minds in the history of the sport." Merab has begun trolling Sean O'Malley on social media. Merab posted this video yesterday. He wrote, "Ran into the champ today at UFCPI." It's not actually Sean O'Malley, by the way.
It's like, who are these random people? Okay.
Brother, why you keep telling me, bro? We gotta fight. You should mention my name, bro. Come on, bro. Stay here. Come on, talk to me, bro. Come on, Sean, bro. We gotta settle this fight, bro. This is you, huh?
Dana White explains why the UFC is not comparable to any other MMA promotions. On Lex Friedman's podcast, Dana said when you get to the UFC, you just saw it with MVP. You're going to see it with Kayla Harrison and so many others that have come from other organizations. And they get here. They notice immediately the difference between fighting here and fighting wherever they were before. It's not even comparable to the impact it has on you when you leave whatever organization you're with and you come to the UFC. I think it gives them that sense of, holy MVP, when he came, there were probably more people at the press conference than any fight he'd ever fought in at Bellator. You know what I mean? You feel that energy. You feel the difference in the impact of being here. And I think it takes a lot of these guys to another level. Sean O'Malley discusses the pay-per-view numbers for UFC 299. Sean also reveals how his training camp will be different in preparing for Merab.
I still haven't heard officially the numbers yet. But once I do, I'll let you guys know. I wonder if I'm allowed to. I'll have to make sure and check that because I know it's always so secretive. Like, what were the numbers? What were the pay-per-view numbers? Like Aljo said,
some states release it right away.
Pay-per-view numbers?
Some
the
don't.
states? I don't know. I don't think
that
so.
is.
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think the state. Well, ESPN's the one that knows. ESPN's the only people that know. And then obviously they probably tell the UFC, and then I find out because I get paid from it. But yeah, I'm curious. I'll make sure I can legally say that. But I'm so curious what it did. I'm guessing. What are you guessing? I'm guessing around 600-700.
This day and age, dude. If it is 600-700, that's back in the day. That's over $1 million, I think. Right now, it's like with the streaming stuff.
Everyone,
dude, probably
I know
over 70%.
Everyone I know streams it. I don't really know anybody except for you. You buy it.
Yes.
JX buys it. I know that.
100% he does.
So pretty much everyone I know,
yeah,
illegally streams it. It's too easy. Not that I know, but I'm assuming it's too easy.
God, I know it sucks. That's why it's like
I buy them because I would feel guilty not. You know what I mean? Especially being in my position. I'm running for president. Omaha. Sketch.
Here we go. Will there be any adjustments being made to Sugar's training camp from Merab? You know what I'm gonna have him do? I'm gonna have him do some down blocks. I'm gonna have him go down block the leg, down block, down block. Maybe if Merab comes in and shoots and he's ready to down block.
No, you know what? That. It's like we got.
You know what?
You know what?
No, seriously though, a couple down blocks in there.
I'm not even a shadow box. I'm gonna shadow wrestle.
Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith react to Alex Pereira allegedly having a clause in his contract for UFC 300. The clause is that if Alex comes out of the fight against Jamahal Hill healthy, he gets to fight at UFC 301. Anthony Smith says it's a bad idea to underestimate Jamahal Hill.
So let's talk about this. Do you know anything about this? And I don't know if this is true or not. Once again, the internet has spoken, but apparently there's a clause in the contract of Alex Pereira that if he makes short work of Jamahal Hill, that he gets to turn it around quickly and fight Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 301.
It's a bad idea.
I agree.
It's a bad idea.
Thank you for saying that.
Well, for a couple reasons. We just talked about this looking ahead thing, taking your eye off the ball that's in front of you.
Yeah,
I think that's a bad idea. Nobody makes short work of Jamahal Hill. Say what you want about Jamahal. Say what you want about his skill set. Nobody's made short work of him. He's in it for the long. Even if you beat him, it's gonna hurt, and you're gonna be banged up. And then you want to turn around that quick and fight Ankalaev?
A completely different stylistic matchup.
Awful stylistic matchup.
Bad matchup. Yeah.
Yeah. Like totally opposite from what you just did, but also probably the worst matchup possible in the, not just at 205. Ankalaev would be a worse matchup than any 85 matchup he could find. And he would be a worse matchup than most of the guys at heavyweight since he's been talking to going to heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I'm just looking at the rankings.
He might be the worst matchup in 3 divisions.
if Pereira does beat Jamahal, that's a big if, right? Because Jamahal, I think people are kind of sold on the hype of Alex Pereira because what he's done is incredible. Beating 4 champions in 7 fights. Unbelievable. 2 weight division champion. Sensational in a short amount of time. But you can't overlook Jamahal Hill, right? Look at how he knocked out Johnny Walker, right? Yeah. That's real punching power. You got Yuri, okay, he's beating Yuri. Yan, he's beating Yan. Then you got Magomed Ankalaev. That just stands out as kind of like an anomaly in the light heavyweight division now because, hey, all right, fair enough, he's Dagestani, he's got the wrestling, but he's also got the striking to go with it. Magomed Ankalaev is a bad matchup for anybody, let alone somebody that is a quote-unquote kickboxer.
Joe Rogan responds to Conor McGregor claiming that acting is harder than fighting. In an interview regarding Roadhouse, Conor said acting is harder than MMA, time consumption, and it's not just action and fighting and stunts, it's also remembering the line, and you have to time things correctly. You're engaging with another person. It's just a difficult game, a lot more difficult than I gave it credit for. On the Joe Rogan Experience, Joe responded to that quote saying, "Listen to me, that's not true. That's not true even for him. Okay, act in Roadhouse or fight Khabib again. Shut the up. That is crazy talk. He broke his leg in a fight. He broke his leg. Like, that's harder. That is way harder than acting. The guy's promoting a movie, he's a great promoter. He's an amazing promoter. He's the best promoter in the history of the sport. No one even comes close. There's Conor McGregor and then everybody else. Reveals why acting is harder than MMA. That's just a clickbait bull headline that you fell for, son. Acting is harder? Time consumption? It takes a lot of time. There's a lot of sitting around. If you're acting, you're going to be on set for 16 hours a day. You're probably going to be sitting around for 10, waiting for your line, especially if you're Conor. You're not Jake Gyllenhaal. Colby Covington claims that Sean Strickland is under investigation. This is over the situation months back, where Sean thought a man was trying to rob him, so he went outside and confronted him.
You know, he was washout in my division. He couldn't handle it in my division. He got beat up, knocked out, you know, so he had to leave divisions because he couldn't cut it. So, you know, I think he's a bum. He's been hit in the head too many times. He's got CTE, so.
Straight up.
Yeah, straight up. Anything that guy says, you can't follow along. That guy's going to end up literally probably killing someone someday. He's under investigation right now in Vegas. Some drunk guy was wandering the streets in Las Vegas, like near his home. He goes outside the home, whips the dude in the middle of the street. And so he's under like crazy investigation in Vegas right now. He's going to be going to court. So we're really going to take that guy's opinion on something?
Really?
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Nate Marks. To say what you want about Joe, but he was doing commentary for the UFC when it had a tiny community. The man has paid his dues. The second one says Merab steals Costa's food, tests positive for juice. And the final one says Merab and Paulo clowning each other is beyond funny. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.